Today we're going to talk about 10 tips to get your house ready to sell. Now, if you stay to the end, I'm going to save the best for last. And the tip alone, my 10th tip alone, could make you an extra $20,000 when you sell your home. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, real estate agent and investor, helping you build wealth in real estate. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate or really looking for ways to make passive income in real estate, then you come to the right place. And I'm gonna ask you to please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you'll be notified every Thursday when a new video comes out. Here are the 10 tips. Number one, first and foremost, mindset. Here's what I mean by that. You gotta remove yourself from the picture, depersonalize your home. Take yourself out of the picture because this is about to be the biggest transaction of your life. If you haven't sold a home before, this can be a very emotional roller coaster for you if you are emotionally tied to this situation. If you're not, then it's gonna be fine. So when selling a house, you have to really strike a balance between engaging with a potential buyer while depersonalizing yourself. So like a lot of us have a lot of mementos and emotion and pictures and things that mean a lot to us, that have a sentimental value for us that may not mean very much to the buyer. So whatever you think that personalizes you, you need to remove from the house because you don't want somebody to feel bad about you selling your house and all these great memories that you had at your house because they don't really matter to a buyer. What the buyer is looking for is a canvas. They're looking for a place where they're gonna make their own, and the less of you is in the house, the better. So that's number one, mindset. Once you conquer mindset, let's get to number two. Number two in getting your house ready to sell is you need to understand what the local housing market is doing. Now, what are your houses? Have you walked around your neighborhood? Do you know what your houses, in your neighbor's area are selling for? What is your neighborhood selling for? First and foremost, you need to do your homework to really ascertain on your own what the value of your home would be. And there are tools out there like Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, and a bunch of others. And pay attention to the various comps, the square footage, the features and location. Finally, think about how they compare to your home. For example, your neighbor's home may have sold for $1 million, but if your home is considerably smaller, you most likely will need to sell it for less. And the reason for that, it comes down to the livable square footage. If the house that sold for, $1 million, it's 4,000 square feet, and your house is 2,000 square feet, you really can't expect your house to sell for that. It's probably gonna sell for half of that. But it's not an exact science. See, when it comes to real estate, there's a lot of subjective things that come into because right now, it's a buyer's market and the buyers are tripping over themselves looking for properties to sell. So you probably won't have to do very much to get your house to sell for top dollar. Now, it will probably list 100% of the listing price, but to get the extra edge, you need to be prepared to do your research. Are you thinking right now about doing some real estate investing? There's never been a better time for you to invest in real estate like now. It's the only investment that it hedges against inflation. So drop me a comment below. Let's connect. I want to help you in your real estate investing career. Number three, you got to find a listing agent. If you watched my video from last week, I spent quite a bit of time talking about getting the right listing agent for you, but you need to start your search. Could you sell your house on your own? Absolutely. There are many tools out there in the marketplace for you to be able to sell your house. Now, do I recommend it? No, I'm biased. I am a licensed real estate agent in California, and I suggest that you use somebody like me. You don't have to use me, but somebody like me who is constantly learning about the market. We're constantly in the MLS, understanding what's going on in the different zip codes and the different neighborhoods. And each neighborhood has its own microclimate. There are things that you need to understand about the neighborhood where you're selling from that could be a plus for a buyer, for somebody who's out of towner. What are things about your house and your neighborhood that could be a selling? A right real estate agent would know that, and you need to find one. They become the biggest return on investment that you can make if you choose the right real estate agent. 4, lighting. It's amazing what the right amount of lighting can do to the perceived value of a home. Now, think about it. If you're walking into a home and if you're walking into a home that is listed for sale and you walk in and the real estate agent didn't do a good job opening up the home and it's dark, and you don't really get to appreciate its beauty or the beautiful countertops in the kitchen, then really, who is the one that is losing? Not you, because you're gonna go on to the next house. It is the seller. And because of the poor job that the selling agent is doing showing the house. Well, let's take a step back. Long before you sell the house, look at the lighting. Lighting is everything. You know, track light. Are there places in your house where you can use track lighting? You don't have to invest a ton of money, but nothing spells big money for a house than driving by a house at night and having beautiful lighting. You know, the track lighting and the different kind of front yard lighting that you could have. It doesn't cost a lot, but it makes a big difference. Okay, here's why. Whoever is gonna buy your house, they're gonna drive during the day and they're gonna come back at night and they're gonna see what the difference is. And if they feel, and remember this, you're appealing to their emotions. If the house is well lit with the right amount of lighting, I'll guarantee you that your price is gonna soar. Number 5, give your house a deep clean. And for that, I'm gonna ask you to hire a professional cleaner. Regardless of the amount of money that they charge, it'll be money well spent. First impressions are everything. You'd never get a second chance to make a first impression about your house. Nothing spells disaster more than a dirty house with cockroaches or just garbage around. It just doesn't show well. It doesn't show well in pictures. It doesn't show well at all. And it probably is a house that's dirty. It's probably gonna smell. So you really, before you list your home, you need to give your home a deep clean. You know, when was the last time you did a deep clean on your stove? You know, on your refrigerator? Are there any cobwebs anywhere in the house? You know, it's important that there's this movement about minimalist elegance that is going around. People are actually willing to pay top dollar for a house that not only smells clean, but it's just presented right. And having a house that is clean is first on anybody's list. It should be on my list. So give your house a deep clean, but don't do it yourself. Hire a professional. Number 6, declutter your home. Have you ever watched the show Hoarders? Well, that's not what it's that you want the opposite of that. You want a house that it is ample, that the rooms look bigger. And you know what? Any room size, even if a 10 by 10, if you only has minimal amount of furniture, it's gonna make the room bigger. Now, here's a little bit of history. Houses are getting bigger and bigger, but they're always big homes. You know, the average home back in the 40s and 50s was probably between 1,200 and 1,400 square feet. Now that we consider that a tiny home now, because our homes are 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 square feet. And what makes a house small is not necessarily the square footage, it's what's in it. You know, you need to declutter your home, because a lot of us have junk that we need to get rid of. When was the last time you did a yard sale? You started doing a yard sale and started really emptying everything that it just makes your house smaller. Bigger is better, and that comes from what's inside the house. Number 7, hire or call the handyman. Small repairs have probably the biggest ROI. There are things that right now, there is a trend, buyers just want move-in ready. They're willing to pay $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 if they don't have to do anything. So if you hire a handyman and he charges you by the hour, and even if he charges you $100 an hour, which I doubt, and it costs you 10 hours to do all the little things like fixing, changing light bulbs, fixing doorknobs, adjusting things, a little bit of paint, fixing a tile, and you spend $1,000 and you get $10,000 worth of increase in the value of your home, was that worth it? I would say that's pretty good ROI. So you need to really go through the house, and it helps when you have a home inspection. I would strongly encourage you as a seller to do the home inspection, but normally the buyers pay for it, but you're gonna have to pay for it, and I need you to go ahead and do that. Number 8, paint the walls. And here's the thing, while you may like some fancy colors and the accent walls, most people be better off with off-white. So if you can just make your house some type of off-white color across the house, not only is it gonna look appealing to any buyer, but it also is gonna make your house look bigger. Warmer, lighter colors and off-whites makes any house look bigger, but the darker colors makes your house look smaller, even if it is a bigger home. So I would encourage you to just stick to off-whites, stay away from fancy, and it's not about you. So whatever colors you think you like, forget about that, because the buyers really have a preference. They may actually repaint the house. So you're doing yourself a disservice by painting accent walls. You keep them off-white because what you really want to invite is somebody to kind of create their own version of their new home that you're selling. Number 9, stage your home. This is big. Now, we have one more to go, but before we actually get to number 10, number 9, you really need to stage your home. Now, there is a science that goes on when you are presenting your house to a potential buyer. You really is to showcase your home. You might have to move some furniture. You might have to get some other furniture. You're gonna have to declutter your homes. We already talked about. But a stager is gonna look your house. It's gonna really appeal to their sense of smell, sight, vision. They're gonna really wanna invite the person in. That's why sometimes model homes do really well, because they're already staged. You wanna almost have your buyer envision being at the house, with the right type of furniture that goes well with the walls, with the right amount of lighting. Staging is a really big deal nowadays, and if you don't stage it, you're doing yourself a disfavor. 10, last but not least, and I told you I was gonna save this one for last, you need to hire a professional photographer. But don't do this after you've done all of the other 9 things that we talked about. Now, there's this trend now, not only just hiring a photographer, but having the right videos, a drone through the house and above the house. It's just appealing. Right now, probably 80% of buyers are actually looking for their homes online. So the first thing they're gonna see about your house is the pictures. Professional pictures that show well in a PDF, that show well in a website, are gonna be critical for you to compete against all these other buyers that are actually looking for homes just like yours. So hiring a professional photographer is gonna be about lighting. Now, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a story, but it's gonna make sense. Now, I listed a house for Airbnb not long ago, and I could have taken the pictures myself, but I actually hired a professional who had an eye and made my studio look so much bigger and better, which when I had 0 reviews, it were the pictures that sold everything. So if the pictures are good enough for you to command top dollar for a short-term rental, can you imagine the difference that would make when you're trying to sell your homes? So don't sell yourself short. You need to hire a professional photographer to sell your home better. So thank you for watching this video. For a limited time, I'm giving away my house flipping calculator and my maximum mortgage payment calculator. 2 great tools you need to do if you're gonna think about investing in real estate. They're my gift to you. Feel free to download them. You're gonna find the download links in the comment section of this video.